All right, let's talk about one of the toughest things to do in New York, buying your first home. You've probably felt this. You find a place you love, you start doing the math, and then bam, you hit that down payment wall. It can feel totally out of reach. But today, we're going to show you how to climb right over that wall. Let's dive in. So what's the single biggest thing holding most people back? Is it the mountain of paperwork, finding a neighborhood you like? Nope. I'm willing to bet that for you and for most people, it really just comes down to the cash. Saving up that huge initial payment. It's a massive challenge, and believe me, you are not alone. In fact, for millions of New Yorkers, the entire dream of owning a home gets stuck on one single intimidating number. A number that feels almost impossible to save up, especially when you're paying those crazy New York rents, right? And here it is, $70,412. Wow, that is the median down payment across the state. Just let that sit for a second. When you see a number like that, it's no wonder so many of us think, okay, homeownership is for maybe 10 years from now. But what if that number isn't the whole story? Okay, so that $70,000 figure, that's our hurdle for today. It looks massive, I get it, but we're going to talk about how to clear it because there are specific tools and programs designed to shrink that number down, way, way down. You see, the biggest myth in real estate is that you have to put 20% down. Everyone hears it, everyone thinks it's true, but it's not. So let's start with the single most powerful tool for first-time buyers that completely blows that idea out of the water. And that tool is the FHA loan. This is the foundation. This is the key that unlocks the door for so many people who have a good job and decent credit, but just haven't had a decade to save up a giant pile of cash. So what is it exactly? Well, an FHA loan is just a mortgage that's insured by the Federal Housing Administration. Because the government is backing it, lenders feel way more comfortable approving loans for people with much smaller down payments and, credit scores that aren't absolutely perfect. It was literally designed to open that door to homeownership for more people. Let's just put them side by side so you can see the difference. With an FHA loan, your down payment can be as low as 3.5%, and the credit score they're looking for is way more flexible, starting around 580. Now, compare that to a conventional loan, where they often want 5, 10, maybe even 20% down, plus a higher credit score. You can see it right there. The FHA loan is a total game changer. Okay, you might be wondering, great, the down payment's lower, but does that mean I can only afford a tiny place? That's a fair question. The FHA does set borrowing limits, but here's the really smart part. It's not a one-size-fits-all number. They actually change the limits based on the typical home prices in your specific county. And in a state as diverse as New York, this is absolutely crucial. I mean, look at this. In a high-cost area like the Bronx, the FHL loan limit is over $1.2 million. But if you're looking upstate in Albany or a more rural county like Allegheny, it's closer to $541,000. This system actually adapts to the reality of the market you're shopping in. It just makes sense. So, an FHA loan gets your down payment down to 3.5%. That is a huge help. But let's be real, 3.5% can still be a pretty big chunk of change. So the next step is figuring out how to close even that smaller gap. And that's where our next set of tools comes in, down payment assistance. If you're buying in New York, you need to know this name, Sonima. That's the state of New York Mortgage Agency. Think of them as your secret weapon in this process. They offer affordable mortgage loans, and most importantly, they provide direct help with your down payment. And this is their star player. It's called the D-PAL. Now check this out. It's a second loan for up to $15,000. It has 0% interest. You make no monthly payments on it. And get this, if you live in the home for 10 years, the entire loan is completely forgiven. It just vanishes. It's basically free money for putting down roots in your community. And it can get even better. On top of these statewide programs, there's often targeted assistance for people in professions that are vital to our communities. For instance, let's just take a look at the support available for teachers. Through programs like Teacher Next Door, teachers in New York can get grants for up to $8,000. Now, a grant isn't a loan. It's gift money. You don't pay it back. It's just there to help you cover all those pesky closing costs. And on top of that, there's often even more down payment assistance available specifically for teachers. So when you start stacking these things, an FHA loan, Sonima, and a professional program, that path to owning a home starts to look a whole lot clearer. It's always worth checking if there are programs like this for your job too. And look, this isn't just theory. These programs have a real impact on real people. Take Sarah and Matthew Brady. They used the Teacher Next Door program and said the grant money was absolutely essential for them to buy a home without stretching themselves too thin financially. It's powerful proof that this system really works. But the help doesn't even stop at the state level. Many cities and counties have their own programs. Look at New York City's Home First program. It offers up to a staggering $100,000 in assistance, $100,000, or Suffolk County with up to 30 grand. The big takeaway here is you have to research what's available right where you want to live. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. FHA loans to lower the down payment percentage, and then grants and assistance to help cover the rest. So let's bring it all together and build a simple, clear roadmap for you to follow. Here it is, your 4-step action plan. Number 1, monitor your credit score. A healthy score is the key that unlocks all of this. Number 2, do your homework. Research Sonia and all the specific grants available in the city or county where you want to buy. 3, and this is a big one, find a lender who specializes in FHA loans. They'll be your expert guide. And finally, number 4, get pre-approved. That's the step that makes this whole thing feel real. So, after seeing all these tools and how they can shrink that massive down payment hurdle, I'll just leave you with this question. Is the dream of owning a home right here in New York maybe a lot closer than you thought?